We can't investigate Magaya or Makandiwa. If there is need for investigations, there are authorities who should do that. And when they are convinced that there is a crime, they have to prosecute the perpetrator. We don't want to turn the house of God into a gossiping house where we start to behave like we want to pull other churches down by talking about non-doctrinal matters. We have stories here of people who were used to fake gold in Makandiwa's church. Some of the people who were doing it, we have them in our church right now. We never allowed them to come and testify because we had already said Makandiwa is a charlatan.
Zimbabwe kwese uko wakutambura mwari ndabuza kuti wai ndititambura mwari Zimbabwe kwese uko wakutambura mwari ndabuza kuti wai
In a kingdom there is order and there is great decency. So when I look at you like this, I want you to know that each and every one of us here and those that are online following this program, we were also raised in our own natural families. I come from the Chiwenga family. You come from your own family. In our families, things happen. In our families, people fight. In our families, disagreements arise. In our families, we also have scoundrels. In our families, we have foolish men and foolish women. In our families, we have that brother who sells the father's goat when the father is away. It is only when he's beaten thoroughly that he says, I know where the goat is. Perhaps the police are called and then they go and recover the goat. In our families, we know that sister or that brother whom the parents never allowed into their bedroom, because each time he came in, something would go missing. We do have thieves in our own families. In our families, we have that sister who can't stay with a man for a quarter of a year. She jumps from one boyfriend to another. We do have that in our families, right? But we have never seen ourselves taking the photos of those sisters and brothers to social media. This is the aunt I was talking about. She is now staying with husband number 17. We don't do that, even in our natural families, because we want to protect the dignity of the family. Some of you were raised by your mama. Your father ran away from your mother and stayed with a prostitute at a business center or a growth point. A common, well-known prostitute. Baba vakatiza mudzimai wavo vakanogara nejoki repabhawa. Asa una kumbotora picture yejoki iroro ukatumira maclassmates ako. Ndionewo joki riri kugara nababa vangu. It wasn't because you wanted to cover up for your father's indecencies. You were covering up the dignity of the family. We all know that in our families, things have happened. Sometimes things we are not proud about. But we don't go around sharing those things on public platforms because that's not what family does. Family, it means we preserve one another. Even our scoundrels, we protect them. When we find them naked, we draw them into the house. We cover them with clothes. We don't want our scoundrel brothers to walk naked in the streets. We do that all the time. You understand? That's family now. People will not say, you are covering your dirty secrets. There's no secret. There's family. Yes. Now imagine Ham, which God cursed. His father was naked in the house, not in the streets. And Ham looked at his naked father and laughed. And God was not happy, and God cursed Ham. You have violated and desecrated the doctrine of the family. You don't mock your parent even on his worst day. But some of you are willing to take Noah's naked picture, send it on Facebook. Look at this man who calls himself my father. This was last Tuesday. He had taken some strong vodka. No, we must understand that it's not allowed. In this house, we do not allow hunu wemukomboni. In this house, we do not allow hunu wemukomboni. And what the Lord told me is that everybody who belongs to a mining compound, you will leave one day and go back to the compound. Some of you came here from a false church and told us what the false pastor did to you. We never asked you to go onto the podium and talk about your pastor. In this church, we have women who were sexually abused by famous prophets that are in Zimbabwe right now. They came to us and told us about it. And we said, we are not a media house. We are not journalists. We are not the law enforcement. We can't investigate Magaya or Makandiwa. If there is need for investigations, there are authorities who should do that. And when they are convinced that there is a crime, they have to prosecute the perpetrator. We don't want to turn the house of God into a gossiping house where we start to behave like we want to pull other churches down by talking about non-doctrinal matters. We trivialize our assignment. It might not make sense to you until one day when you mature. We have stories here of people who were used to fake gold in Makandiwa's church. Some of the people who were doing it, we have them in our church right now. We never allowed them to come and testify because we had already said Makandiwa is a charlatan. So we wouldn't have expected better from a charlatan. It's like I say, this person, this animal is a dog, and then I bring it to bark. People will say, why are you bringing this dog to church? And then I say, it must bark for you to see that it's a dog. And they will say, but you said it's a dog. Barking is normal for dogs. You are proving nothing. You are wasting our time. We don't need to hear the dog barking. If it's a dog, let it be. It's a dog. Married women with husbands writing about a man of God on social media from the church they were going to. That's not a marriage material. Now you are coming from shrines. We never allowed you to speak about your shrine master like that. You never wrote what you are writing about Chiwenga on your social media when you left your shrine and came here. So we want you to know that we are not a farm compound, and farm compound behavior will not be tolerated. We are decent, we are a family, we do question and answer sessions. We shall do one today. Anything you want to ask me, anything, I will answer you. Anything. This is where family sits down. Every family must have a dinner table where after eating supper, you discuss matters of family interest. Tomorrow we are going to the farm fields. What are you doing, Daddy? My tooth is aching. Open your mouth. Oh, your tooth is swollen. Let us take you to the dentist tomorrow. This one did not finish his food last time. He didn't finish again. Why don't you have appetite these days? Let's take this child to a doctor to get him checked out. Mama, what's happening to you? You were up last night, you didn't sleep. A family must sit down all the time inside the walls of a family home to discuss our issues. We don't need people from the social media to be involved in our family matters. We don't. From the days JRM started until now, even other shrines started opening up to question and answer sessions. We are the first church to do public question and answer sessions, publicly. In the street, people that I didn't know came to the microphone. We never attacked them for asking questions. We answered them objectively. Now you go and write a question on Facebook, but you were here. You want me to come to Facebook and answer your question. Who are you? Huh? Dai kuri kumusha izvezvi tine imwe shoni yataizoshandisa kukubvunza isina kunaka muchechi, but varume vanoiziva. Kuti ukanyanya kuzvikudza unobvunzwa mubvunzo kuti unoti ndatanyanya ubvazoti it's fine, it's okay. Varume vekumusha vanouziva. Ukanyanya kuzvikudza uri murume waibvunzwa mubvunzo waida kuprova kuti sei uchifunga kuti uri murume kudarika vamwe. Saka ndingachautaura mubvunzo wacho muchechi muno. aiwa utauriki idzi dziri right idzi. Ukaona munhu abuda muchechi munomu omuona paFacebook achipopota, ibva waziva kuti vanhu vekukomboni vakanga varasika. These are farm compound people who had gotten lost. They were never supposed to be here in the first place. All of you, some of you have spoken to ministers, your personal life issues, and you spoke to them with confidence. You know very well that your ministers, even on their most excited day, they will never speak publicly about your personal life. That is a true family. That's a true family. I was seduced by some of you women inside our house. Some of them said, I had a dream. In that dream, God was telling me that I must be his wife. So we had to ask Ivana Bishop Mauti, Pana Pastor Baloi, Pana Pastor Rengwi, garai pasi navo muvati zviroto. Yeah. Zvandiri kutaura izvo hazvisi zvinozikanwa neni ndega. Munotori nevanhu vakuru muchechi munomu vakatonga nyaya dzacho. Vana Deacon Motsi, where is Deacon Motsi? Stand up, Deacon Motsi. Where is my Chavuta? My Chavuta, where are you? I just want to give an example of the UK leadership. She is not here. Who else was there, Deacon? Who is here? Vamwe havapo vari elsewhere. Deacon Motsi is the regional coordinator for Europe. He is one of the people who sat down with some of those women, flying all the way from Europe, pretending to want to see how Apostle Chiwenga is doing, and then come and say, I want to be your wife. Ava ndo vakatonga nyaya yacho. Vobvunzwa kunzi ichokwadi rezvonzi ichokwadi, ndandine plani kubva kudhara. Nemwana wedu watinonamata naye. Mutemo wekuparidza haunditendere kumunyadzisa mwana iyeye. Ndinotarisirwa naMwari kuramba ndichimuda. God expects me to continue loving that child. Even until today. I cannot hate her. I cannot have a grudge with her. I should continue praying for her. Because I'm like a doctor. If a doctor is beaten by a patient, he can't open a police docket against that patient. Am I lying? Ashite. It's part of the job. As I try to feed you, you might bite me. I know that. Sometimes a shepherd who have wounds inflicted by the sheep, it's part of the trade. Instead of starting a war or going on social media, we sat down as a family, gave counseling to our child, and continued quietly as if nothing happened. Because that's what a family and not a compound does. We are not here to score points against one another. We are not warring against one another. We are not going to outshine one another. We are a family and we stick together. So I wanted you to know that we must know that as a family, there are places where families discuss family matters. We don't discuss family matters everywhere. Anyone who goes outside the family to discuss what was happening in the family, he has just announced that he was a journalist. He was never a member of the family. Vakanga vari vatapi venhau, vakanga vari pakati pedu.